Today we are going to finally display something on our app that we are going to load from our Firebase database. And without no long talking, let's just start doing that. I'll put this on full screen for now, and I'll show you guys how can we go about doing that. We'll go to libraries, DB, and I will just create one, and I'll call it, I'll create a new Dart file and I'll call it products. Okay, perfect. And at the start, I'll just write class. I'll call this product service. We don't have to think too much because on our other video we created this, and I believe we can make use of this. I'll copy here, paste it. Don't mind if you don't understand it. I'll explain it to you again. Copy here, paste it. Let's go to our Firebase. My internet connection is slow as always. I think by now you guys are used to that. So just bear with me here. In the meantime, we can come here and just import this. Now here we have our Firestore instance, and for the reference I'll change this name to collection. It makes more sense, I think. And our collection here is going to be called products because we are dealing with the products collection. And I'll put this here. Since we only want featured products, I'll define it as get featured products. We don't need this suggestion part here, and I'll just do get a collection with Firestore collection. We want to get a collection where our property called featured. Let's go to our product models to see how we did this. This property featured, go back here, where featured is equal to true, since it's a boolean. Get documents, then we are going to return this. Let's go back again to our model. Actually here, instead of returning returning a list of document snapshots, we are going to return a product, a list of products. Okay, we'll need to import this. Now let me zoom out and explain to you guys what's happening here. So we created this we are importing Dart async because of the feature method. Sometimes you have to do that. We are importing our models for the product, and we're importing Cloud Firestore. Okay, then we create an instance of Cloud Firestore here. We name our collection products because that's the collection we want to access. And in here we are just creating a method that it's going to return a list of products, of featured products, right? But there's something we may need to do here, because our documents here, this is just a list of snapshots. So to make this a list of products, we can do something like this, and we are going to do map. And what map will do is the following. Before everything, let me create a list of products. We are going to call this featured products. At the beginning, it's going to be null, not null, empty. And here we are going to our list of document snapshots. So we are mapping for every single value. You can call it value snapshot the way you want. We will want to return something, and that something is going to be featured products dot, we want to add here, remove this return statement, and at the end, of course, we're going to return featured products. But what we're doing here is for each one of these documents, featured products, we are going to add value, and inside of value, we are going to add products from snapshot value. Okay, this may seem a bit complex. So here, instead of value, to make it easier for you guys to understand, I'll call it snapshot. And I'll paste snapshot here. So to explain this method to you guys, what we're doing basically is we are accessing our collection called products. And here we want to select where featured is true, only for featured products. We will get the products, and then we are going to get a snapshot. So what we are doing here is that for that snapshot, we are going to get a list of document snapshots. So the documents inside of this collection, basically. So when we do map is a method that it's going to iterate through our list, and it's going to execute the logic for every single element inside of that list. So map, we are doing the following. For every snapshot inside of the list of document snapshots, we are going to add that to our list of featured products. Then what we are going to add here is basically product dot from snapshot. This is going to create a new product object according to the method we created on our last video, and then we are going to add that product to our featured products. So this is basically what we're doing here, and afterwards we are returning our featured products. So guys, let's have our continuation. Now we have this method. It's time to test it. But before we do that, let me just open here and make sure the name of our collection is correct, which is okay. This should work in theory. Let's test it. How will we go about doing that? Here we have let's do a good thing. User provider. Okay, this is good. This is useful. Let me create another one, and I'll call this app provider. So have our second one. So I better call it app underscore provider. Okay, done. Every single time you create a provider, the very first thing you will want to do is go to your main file. Okay, here we are using change notifier provider. That's not what we want. So okay, I don't have to remove it. I can just change it to a multi-provider. We are going to have an error there, I know. Remove this, and this is going to take a list of providers, so this might do, and change here, just write providers. And inside here is where we are going to define our change notifier provider value, and the value it's going to be our named constructor. Simple as that. We are going to repeat the process in here for our change notifier provider. We will go back to our app provider. Okay, let me go app, let me go up, and now here I'll import Flutter material.dart, because here I will use a mixin and app provider with change notifier. This is all we need to do. Let's go back to our main file, and in here we are going to use our app provider. Just about that. Import it, and it's good to go. Now we can use our provider. Let's define a couple things here on our provider. The very first thing we are going to need here is a list of products. Which by default is going to be null. Best practices, we need to do that. Make this a private, and to access that we're going to use a getter. and then we are going to create another list of products and get we are going to get featured products. So this is the only way we are going to access featured products. We may need a constructor here. That would be good. Methods, and the very first method we are going to use is get featured products. I may need to make it async. Oh, I don't know, what was I thinking? Okay. Now, inside of this method, we are going to need something else. So I'll just define product services, and the name of this is going to be product services. Products service, that's the correct name. We are going to import here products service. Let me import this. And what's the use of this? Now here on our product service, we are going to do featured products to be equal to await product services dot get featured products. Right. And one thing we'll want to make sure we do is notify listeners. I want to make this a private method, and I will call it from our constructor. So what we're saying is that at the beginning of the app, we'll take the time and just import our featured products. The logic is going to be exactly the same for products on sale as well, but this should work fine. Now, to see if this is working or not, we'll go to our home, and in here we have exactly in here, let's just create a variable called a provider. Import provider. Oh no. Of context, and here for the context we are going to pass app provider. So we are basically saying that the provider we are creating is of the type app provider. So I can come here and do the same thing. Now to see if this actually worked, let's just find a place here, a random place, and just stick some text in there. And this text is just going to have app provider dot featured products dot length dot to string. That's all. So if we see a number here, means that our method is working fine. Let me add some style to make sure we are going to be able to view this. Color is going to be colors dot black. So this is just for testing purposes. We are going to remove this line afterwards just to test if our logic is working.